Visitors to the famed Niagara Falls were treated to a magical scene this week, and as you can see, the best time to see the falls is in the winter. After weeks of freezing temperatures, the falls have put on a spectacular display. Niagara Falls is the largest waterfall on the planet, and with 6 million cubic feet of water ripping off the rocky ledge per second, it's not hard to see why it's so fascinating. However, for those of us who can't make the trip, we can see the amazing footage here online in the warmth of our homes, maybe even enjoying a hot chocolate. Snow and ice surround the partially frozen falls, and if that's not enough to stir your love of beauty, Mother Nature produced a rainbow to make it picture perfect. If ice climbing is on your bucket list, perhaps you need to read about the world's best ice climber first. Professional climber and one of the National Geographic's Adventurers of the Year, Will Gadd, took ice climbing to new heights by being the first person to ascend the frozen sections of the world's largest flowing waterfall, Niagara Falls. I haven't fallen off in 30 years of ice climbing, and today I'd like to keep that streak alive, said Gadd at the time. He admitted he was nervous at the start of the climb. I went through 3 pairs of gloves because my hands were getting so wet. I literally had to warm up my ice tools and scrape the ice off them. That's how much spray was coming off the falls. It's such a violent place, he told Red Bull. Well, that was 6 years ago, and Gadd has since taken to something a bit different, but no less scary for mere mortals. It becomes a much more dangerous mission. The Canadian adventurer in 2019 set out on an expedition with another explorer, Professor Jason Gully, to dive beneath the Greenland ice cap to collect global warming data. Gully taught Gadd how to dive in a dry suit and release air, which would be crucial during the dive. The expedition became far too dangerous when massive blocks of ice began falling, and they were forced to abandon the dive after reaching the floor of the ice cap, where the dive was to commence from. As Gaz commented, with any expedition, the first goal is always to come back. The expedition, called Beneath the Ice, was first planned in August when both men visited the terrain to see what might be possible. In October, they returned when temperatures were minus 30 degrees and the ice was frozen and more how conditions needed to be for their dive. It's a project that pushed me farther than any other project I've ever done, and he relished that opportunity. I celebrate every moment I get to live fully. Hanging one-handed above a maelstrom on the Greenland ice cap is living. These are moments in life when you couldn't possibly be living any more than you are in that moment. This is one of them for me.
Area has a high frequency of accidents. This is not uncommon.
He told me his name was Tiger.
Golf legend Tiger Woods has been injured in a serious car accident. While driving an SUV along a steep road in suburban Los Angeles, the vehicle crashed into the median strip and rolled over, ending up on its side. Authorities had to pull Woods out through the windshield. According to media reports, both his legs are severely injured, and Woods has undergone leg surgery, which puts a question mark on his future career prospects. When firefighters arrived at the scene, the 45-year-old was able to communicate with his rescuers. No other vehicles were involved in the accident. Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva said that Woods is lucky to be alive, as the area usually sees a high frequency of serious accidents.
Because it is downhill, it slopes, and it curves, that area has a high frequency of accidents. This is not uncommon.
Woods was in Los Angeles to host a tournament at the Genesis Invitational at Riviera County Club and present the winner's trophy. The golfer had been recovering from back surgery he underwent on December 23, the first one since his lower spine was fused back in 2017. Including the recent surgeries on his legs, Woods has had 10 surgeries in total, with 4 on his left knee. The last time Woods won a tournament was in 2019 at the Zozo Championship in Japan. After news of his accident broke, several celebrities offered well wishes for his speedy recovery. Former President Trump, a huge fan of the golfer and had presented him with a Medal of Freedom in 2019, issued a short statement calling the Woods a true champion.
Congratulations on receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Jack Nicklaus, the only player above Woods on the all-time leaderboard, also expressed hope that Woods will soon be back in action. Barbara and I just heard about Tiger's accident, and like everyone else, we are deeply concerned. We want to offer him our heartfelt support and prayers at this difficult time. Please join us in wishing Tiger a successful surgery and all the best for a full recovery, he said in a tweet.
I never thought about who I was hurting. Instead, I thought only about myself.